So hi everyone, today our group will introduce the sardine in a retort post. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves first. My name is Kah Jing with metric number 206X06.
My name is Aireen Sufiah Binti Risaudin with metric number 208G48.
Hi everyone, here is Lim Jia with metric number 206980.
Oh, thank you. So in general, retort posts are the new type of food packaging material. So before we serve the food, the content of food inside the post are needed to be warmed by placing the post in the boiling water or heating in a microwave. So the retort post has many advantages such as it can achieve the same shelf life to the food they are packed in cans, which the process also require less time due to the rapid transfer of the post and need less space for the storage and disposal. So next slide. So in this video, we will cover the step in production of sardine in retort post, the equipment needed, and the quality analysis that needed for the product. So next. So basically, the process of sardine in retort post can be divided into three main steps, which are preparation of sardine, followed by the preparation of tomato sauce, and lastly, the retorting process. Next. So we can see these charts are normally cover all the steps that are required for the manufacturing of sardine in a retort post. Next. So for the preparation of sardine, the first step is the decision and inspection of the sardine. So the temperature of the received sardines are checked and samples are collected for the chemical analysis. So the unaccepted sardines are rejected for the further processing. Next. So then the sardines are conveyed to the washing system to clean the fish by using the cold water so that the fraction of fish can be maintained. At the same time, descaling can be done in the washing also by the agitation of water to remove the scale they are not removed during catching and handling. So after that, after washing, the fish are sorted according to their size and degree of fatness to ensure that the sardines are intended for the retort purchase and the process must be handled in the hygienic manner to reduce the contamination and ensure the food safety. Next. So after that, the heat and tail of sardine are removed by the knobbing machine. Then secondary cleaning of sardine is applied to remove the foreign material on fish during the previous processing. So after the cleaning, the pre-cut and pre-sorted fish are filtered in the process and ready for cooking. So in cooking, the poachers are filtered with the sardine are placed in the basket and moved to the steam cooker at 80 to 85 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes to partially dehydrate the fish and prevent the release of ice that will affect the flavor of the final fish. After cooking, the poach are decanted to drain out the condensed steam and oil to ensure that the tomato sauce that will fill later will not be diluted and maintain the sauce consistency. So next. So secondly is the preparation of tomato sauce. The tomato sauce can be prepared by mixing the tomato puree with the sugar, salt, onions, garlic, and other additives, and then it is cooked and mixed plain at the medium heat. The importance of the ingredients is to enhance the flavor, aroma, and color of the sauce and the sardine. Next. So medium heat is used to allow the flavors to blend better and produce the tomato sauce that are smooth as the liquid is reduced and also retain the nutrient in the sardine without cooking away the fatness of the ingredients. So now I will pass to Aireen to continue the topic.
Okay, thank you, Likaji. Now I will be talking about the next process, which is the sealing process. Okay, first the sardine pouches are sealed using a vacuum sealing machine. And extreme care should be taken during the filling of sardines into pouches to avoid contamination of the seal area, which might result in improper sealing. And the residual in the air in the pack should be less than 2% of the volume of the pouch contents. This is because higher levels of the intended air in the pouch may result in depleting of the pouches during thermal processing. Then we move on to the next step, which is retorting. In this retorting process, the seal-filled pouches laid on trays or racks to maximize the uniform heat transfer. Okay, so first we make sure the pouch is sterilized, and then we transfer the cooked sardine and the prepared tomato sauce with the 1:1 ratio in a retort pouch. And then we seal the pouch and retort it at 121 degrees Celsius for 8 to 12 minutes. The importance of doing retorting is because we want to kill all microorganisms that are still left in the sardine pouches for a longer shelf life, and also to make sure the food is safe for consumption. It is also to prevent permeation of gases from outside into the pouch. Okay, next, the rinsing and drying process. Okay, this process is done by chlorinated water, which is 10 parts per million. And this process is done to remove any extraneous matter from retort. And the rinsing water, which is the water that is used for the rinsing, is then removed by air knives or drying machine. And then the internal heat of pouch also helps in final drying. And then for the last step in retorting sardine in pouch, which is the labeling and packaging. This is done to facilitate the transportation and distribution of sardine pouches to the market, and also to ensure the product can be stored and eaten safely by the consumers. Okay, these are the equipments used on the processing, which is seafood washing machine, roller sorter and grader machine, knobbing machine, steam industrial cooker, sauce filling machine, sealing machine, sterilizer, and air knife dryer. This is the factory layout or the floor plan of each of the equipments that are usually used on the factory on the processing of sardine in retort pouch. And then this is the equipment used for the specific process. And then now I will pass to Lim Jia to explain about this equipment.
All right, thank you, Aireen. So we have been exposed to every single step with different specific equipment. Now I would like to continue with the equipment used in detail. The first one is the washing seafood machine. All right, the name is self-explained. The purpose is to cleanse the sardine through eliminating the surface impurities. So next is the roller sorter and grader machine. I believe that all of you noticed that the sardine in pouch look similar in size or even in shape. So do you question how about the manufacturer does so? So basically it is just depend on this machine. The machine helps to separate the large volumes of the sardine by the width and the size of the fish. The sardine travels down a set of rotating rollers as mentioned in the yellow circle. Fish are spread out evenly between the rollers by a vibrating infeed table which ensure no fish are stacked on the top of one another. So in this process, water is spread on the rollers to ensure gently handling of the fish. Moving on, the knobbing machine. The function of the machine is to remove the head and tails of the sardine. The machine can operate up to 300 fish per minute with 2 to 5 operators. That's very efficient. The machine has different cut size option for specific pouch length for the maximum utilization of raw materials. So what happened to the sardine later on? The sardine can be filled manually into a pouch. I remember we do have the tomato sauce in sardine. that can be filled using this equipment named sauce filling and sealing machine. Basically, it is two-in-one very functional machine. The poached sardine product is done halfway through. We will proceed with the pre-cooking step where we use a steam industrial cooker. The sardines are cooked continuously to remove the moisture inside the fish by steam. The cooking process is automatically controlled by the electronic system and can display the cooking time. All right, I would like to highlight one thing here is the oil that drain out of the poaches are collected below each grid as the circle here. So next. The preservation technique in sardine is known as retorting, right, as mentioned just now. So this is the main, the important and the core equipment which is known as the retorting machine or a sterilizer. The sardines are directly heated by steam. The pressure inside the retort is controlled by the system that can continuously adjust the pressure by feeding or discharging compressed air through the automatic valve of the retort. So moreover, the pressure is adjusted and controlled within 5 kilopascal throughout the process to adapt the internal pressure of the product packaging. Therefore, the degree of deformation of the product packagings can be minimized. And then we came to the last equipment used, which is the air knife dryer or poach dryer. The machine is used to dry and cool the poach after the retort process, and it is suitable for the poach with different types and size. The machine has the air knife drying system that can be adjusted according to the poach size to eliminate the moisture at the gusset area. All right, after all the packaging process is done, does that mean that the sardine in poach is marketable and suitable for consumption? Definitely not. We have to proceed with quality analysis to ensure it is safe to eat and sensory acceptable. So in general, we have three main parts: the physiochemical properties and the rheological properties, and one more is the microbial test that we will come in the next slide. So, okay. pH is the essential parameters in determining the quality of food because it is ensure the stability of the final food product. The pH of sardine is within the range 5.7 until 6.6, which is considered as acidity with the aid of tomato paste. So this is stated by the pH meter, where the result will display in digital form. So the next is calorimeter. They have the same display function, but in form of LAB values that indicates the color. In this case, the L is represent for the degree of lightness, A is for the red or green values, and B is for blue or yellow value. Color is an important element in food as it plays the roles of sensory acceptance. So for sardine, the color is red due to the tomato sauce. So usually these colors can arise in our appetite. Moving next is a texture analyzer and viscometer. Both are responsible for the mouthfeel testing. Texture analyzer is mimicking our mouth, and two bite tests are present, while the viscometer is used to measure the viscosity of the mixture of sardine and tomato sauce. So next, come to the microbiological analysis. A selective media plate count agars is used where the sardine was homogenized, dilute, and spread on the triplicate plates of selective media for the suspected bacteria and fungi. The plates were incubated at 30 degrees of Celsius for 48 hours and 25 degrees of Celsius for 5 days to culture the bacteria and fungi respectively. This is to ensure the safety of the sardine in poach for consumption. So come to the end. All right, thank you for listening attentively. That's all from us. Thank you.